Hello everyone. So the story this time is a really cool story, and it's a true story. So this is something that really happened. It's called The Hen Who Sailed Around the World, and it's by an explorer called Girek Soudé, who is a French sailor. And he went on this amazing adventure around the world. And on his adventure, he took a hen called Monique. Now, not a toy hen, that really wouldn't be much good to you on an adventure. He took a real hen with him called Monique, who became a really good friend of his. And they went on this massive journey around the world. They were looking to sail somewhere where not many people dare to go because it's actually very dangerous. Right, let's see if I can do some geography for you. Right, can you see here? Can you see that's where we are? In Great Britain, the United Kingdom? And over here is France. Now, France is the country that Girek comes from. And his plan was to start from here. He was going to sail down to the Canary Islands, which are here. He was then going to sail across the Atlantic to St. Bart's by the West Indies. And from there, he was going to get everything ready that he needed to. He was then going to sail all the way up here to Greenland. And as you can see, that's a really cold part of the world. Remember, around the middle is called the equator, very good indeed, and it's cold up here and it's very cold there as well. So he's up in Greenland and he is going to try and sail this bit. I don't know if you can see, there's a very thin gap of water right above Canada, and he plans to sail that and be the youngest person ever to do that. If he can do it, he's going to continue his journey around the top of America, and then he's going to come down until he finishes his journey in California, just here. So this is a really big adventure, and it's a very dangerous journey. And while he was on the journey, he kept a blog of all the things that he did and Monique did. So if you have a little look on the internet, you'll see lots of really cool stuff about their journey together. And your teacher will show you some of those video clips as well. So if you're ready, I will begin the story. Here we go. I've also got Bertie in here, by the way, so if you hear clonking around or the camera goes, it's because of Bertie. Bertie, come here. Come here. That's it. Now lie down and be good. Yeah, that's my companion for me. Hopefully Monique is a bit more help than you are to me when I'm trying to video record. Right, Bertie, sit. Bertie, down. Down. Good boy. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Okay, if you're ready, we will begin. So, when I decided to set off for France on my round the world adventure, everyone told me I couldn't bring a hen. She'll just make trouble, they said. She'll hate the sea, and she'll hate the sea too much to lay eggs. And then I met Monique, and she laid an egg on the very first night on board. She loves the ocean, and so do I. So you can see him, you can see Girek, and you can see Monique. And she's not frightened, she loves being out at sea. Monique immediately begins to follow me everywhere. She is so curious about me, our ship, and our upcoming adventure that although she is not a very skilled navigator yet, so she's not very good at navigating yet, my brave hen loves being outside on the ocean most of all. Every morning she sings to tell me she is awake, and then on deck she catches flying fish in her beak. So she's really loving being out on the ocean. Can you see? So you're trying to look at the computer screen. Not much help with that one. But look, she can climb a ladder. You wouldn't have thought a little hen could do that, but she can. And she's really quick at catching the fish. So if he doesn't get them first, she will try and eat it instead of him. After much preparation in St. Bart's in the West Indies, we set off for Greenland, where we will try and be the youngest navigator and first ever chicken to cross the dangerous Northwest Passage over Canada. It is just us and the ocean, and we are flying. Whether I am raising the sail or keeping a lookout, Monique is always trying to help. although she's not in fact very helpful. So I don't know if any of you have got pets that like to help you do things around the house. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they really aren't, are they? We listen to a lot of music while working. Sometimes Monique doesn't like the song and she turns her head fast to look at me to say, "Girek, are you serious?" And then I must change the song right away. Every time I catch a fish, Monique jumps on it to eat it first. If it were up to her, I would have nothing to eat but eggs. When I feed Monique, she is always so happy. She sings with all her heart, and that is the best song of all. So can you see them on their adventure? She's got very particular taste in songs, and if she doesn't like it, she tells him. And as we said, she's very quick at catching fish. So if he wants to eat fish, he's got to be able to do it quickly. Monique has 2 houses, one inside and one outside, but she doesn't spend any time in them. She is simply not happy unless she is helping me to sail. I will need her help for the challenges ahead. From here on out, the waters will be very dangerous. Huge waves crash around our little boat, but together we are not afraid. I think I might be if you're in a small boat with enormous waves. But they seem very happy, don't they? Off on their adventure. So they're sailing further and further north. So through the Atlantic Ocean, the waves are huge, and they're sailing further and further towards the coldest part. Remember we said that was a really cold bit up here, and that's where they're heading. Then we see it, our first iceberg. Thrilled, we capture the moment on my special drone camera. Do you know the ones like planes that fly up above? And you get a really good view down. So some of the photographs in the book are taken from his drone camera, which is really cool. Of course, while I'm taking our brave adventurer's photograph, Monique poops on my shoulder. And I'm so upset with her, but she just sings. So what does she do? Poops with excitement. Lovely. Thanks, Monique. Ruin their lovely photographs by pooping on his shoulder. What happens next? I didn't know if Monique would like paddleboarding, but this adventurous hen cannot stand to be left behind, and her board is even cooler than mine. Neither of us has ever seen ice like this before. Monique is not afraid of anything. Can you see? Look how big the icebergs are. They're enormous. Look, can you see? Can you see little Monique on a part of the ice floating along? Not frightened at all. She's braver than I am by quite a long way, I think. So this next photograph is definitely taken with that drone camera that we spoke about. Every morning I have to cut the ice down to prevent it from sinking the boat. So the boat would sink underneath because the ice gets so heavy, all frozen around. I don't know if at the weekend when we had snow you had to try and get the ice off your car before you could drive it the next day. He has to do that every single day, otherwise the boat will just tip up. Monique is no help at all. Soon the ice freezes us in and we must wait out the ice, which is called overwintering. We will be frozen for 4 months, and yet it is impossible to feel afraid. The unknown is so beautiful. I don't know if I could be this brave. It does look beautiful, but I think I might be frightened. Right, can you see their boat? So their boat's got stuck in the ice. Nothing they can do. They can't cut themselves out. They're right at the top of the world. There's no one there to help them. They're all on their own. So they have to wait and wait and wait for 4 months. Even when the boat is stuck, Monique will not be stopped. She loves to stretch her legs and explore. Since Monique will not stay on the boat, I sacrifice 2 of my gloves to make her a sweater to keep her warm on her adventures. Can you see? She's off across the ice. So he's had to use 2 of his gloves to make her a sort of jumper to keep her warm. Can you see the wing holes that he had to make? It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. And what do you think I eat for 4 months? Eggs, of course. And for Monique, we have over 100 pounds of seeds. I hide dried insects in her food for special treats. Can you see? So this is the sort of thing that Monique should be eating. This is bird seed, and it's really good because it's full of protein and it will keep her really healthy. And if she stays healthy, that means she can keep laying eggs to help him stay alive, because they're stuck, aren't they? There's nothing they can do. Let's read on and see what happens next. The most curious hen you'll ever meet. My first mate explores both the inside and the outside. There is no one else for miles. But that's not a problem. Monique is talkative. Her company and her eggs both save me during this long winter. Can you see? They've got a really lovely friendship. I don't know if you've got any pets at home and whether your pets are helping you get through lockdown. I think my pets are helping me quite a bit. There we go. At last, after 130 days, the ice begins to crack and split and we're free. Can you see? The boat looks tiny in this photograph, but it's just the ice around has begun to melt, which means they can now think about where they want to go to next. Remembering they're heading across that Northwest Passage and down the other side of America. Monique and I meet many amazing friends in the Arctic. We escort a deer on her swim to protect her from sea lions. And we respectfully greet a polar bear. Monique parades proudly for these husky puppies, the first chicken they've ever seen. There's lots of beautiful creatures. Look at the deer. Imagine seeing a polar bear swimming. That would be so cool. And look at those husky puppies. Aren't they gorgeous? Really, really lovely. Finally, one day, Monique and I look at each other and we decide it's time for this brave crew to sail home. Of course, before we depart, we must patch up the boat. Monique helps by finding all the holes. Bosco the dog briefly joins the crew. He is a little troublemaker, and sometimes Monique pecks him with her beak to say, "Hey, calm down." Can you see Monique bossing the dog around? Saying to him, "That's enough." But he's a little puppy. Puppies just want to play, don't they? They play and they chew everything. That's what they do all day long. We did it. We are the youngest navigator and the first ever chicken to sail the Northwest Passage. We friends have sailed over 17,500 miles together in this wild and majestic landscape. Silent, but for Monique's singing, and we will always remember it. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, that really is a beautiful place. Would you be brave enough to sail there? Do you want to travel? Maybe when you're older, that's what you want to do. Go to see the unusual places. To be honest, it is hard to say goodbye to this adventure. Monique and I are so blissful on the ocean together. It is time to rest, and we know in our hearts that soon we will be back. Where will our next journey take us? So where do you think they might go next? Where in the world would be a good place to go on an adventure? So they've sailed somewhere really, really cold. Is there somewhere interesting they could go? Maybe that's a warmer, hotter place? I wonder where they're going to go. And at the back of the book and on the PowerPoint, there's a really cool map that shows you where they went And there's also a page that tells you about the main things that they did, which should hopefully help you to finish your work. So I hope you enjoyed that story about a little chicken who sailed all around the world. Speak to you all soon. Bye for now.